Installing the front brakes and fender. Prepare the installation of the front brake. Gather the following: heavy-duty cutters, center bolt front brakes and cable, 8mm and 10mm wrenches, cable ties. It is best to find brakes that have a 96mm reach. The front brake needs the longer bolt. Make sure that it is replaced if the shorter one is already installed. Remove the rear washers and nut. Remove the center bolt's front cone and locking nut. Remove the thin bottom washer from under the nuts. Carefully pull out the center bolt. Keep all the parts held together while doing this. Insert the longer bolt through the brake calipers. Insert the thin washer, locking nut, and then the cone nut on the bolt's front tip. Secure locking nut. Do not overly tighten it, then tighten the covering cone nut. Use thread lock. Install both the front fender and the front brake at the same time. Insert the front fender into position in the front fork. Run the front brake bolt through the top fender bracket holes. Include tapered washers to fit against the frame. Secure the front brake and front fender by tightening washer and nut in the back of the brake. Secure side fender braces onto front fork with its screws and thread lock. Tighten front brake lever at the desired angle with an Allen wrench. Run the brake cable through the lever slot. Screw and lock in the cable with the tip adjusters. Run the cable and the housing to the front brake and determine where to cut the cable housing. Hold the housing where it needs to be cut and pull the cable out. Cut the housing. Rerun the cable through the housing and run the cable through the front brake slot. With an 8mm wrench, loosen and open up the slot that locks the front brake cable. Feed the cable through the slot. Squeeze brake calipers together and pull out any unwanted brake cable slack. Tighten the 8mm nut to lock cable in place. Adjust the position of the brake shoes to properly engage the rims. Use a 10mm wrench. Cut the excess brake cable off and enclose the tip with its cap. Use the cutters to crimp it on. Cap the cable tip. Use zip ties to clean up and organize all loose cables. Cut off excess strands. Tie down the throttle cable to the frame. Next video, Part 14. Adjustments.